I was born in 1961. I'm 64 years old and I have been lifting weights for over 50 years. And this is my favorite low lat exercise. So what's to love about this? Well, first, the chest support. That chest support keeps you from leaning forward and back. You see a lot of people doing this on cable rows. They're basically kind of turning into sort of a modified Romanian deadlift by, going way forward and getting the weight going with their low back. And that takes away some of the targeting at the lats. The other thing I like about this is the handles. The handles are at an angle. They're not vertical, they're not horizontal, they're in a neutral grip, which I find, and I think most people find, pretty much the most comfortable position to have your hands about like this. The other thing is, of course, the seat's adjustable. So no matter how you want it, you can, have the angle change a little bit in terms of the draw or height or anything else. So it's very adjustable. It's very, very user-friendly. About the biggest question you have to ask with this is, do you do them one arm at a time or two? Now, full disclosure, I did one arm for years, and I did one arm for the same reason everybody else does one arm. More range of motion. You can see right here, one arm left, two arm on the right, that I'm getting more range of motion with that one arm draw, that one arm lat row. But what is really happening? If you look at what is happening, you'll see that to about here, it's the same. And then what the one arm does is rotate the shoulder back. That's not really putting anything more into your lats. And you can feel this. I mean, you can feel what's happening right now. You don't have to jump on the machine or anything. Reach out with your right arm and draw it back as far as you can. And watch how it gets to about here. And to keep going, what I'm doing is I'm rotating my shoulder back like that. You'll feel the same thing. Now, reach out with both arms, draw them back, and they are going to stop. This is as far as I'm going to go. Why? Because as the scapula tries to rotate on both sides, they bind. You cannot move your shoulders back. So you're stopping with the lat motion and you're not putting in that shoulder rotation. Now, this is the reason I switched from one arm to two arm, because I felt more engagement, more involvement. I got more concentration on what my low lat is doing when I didn't try and emphasize this part of the lift. Does it really make a difference? I'm going to say probably not. I didn't notice any difference. And honestly, I think if you train 6 months one way, 6 months the other way, you'll end up about the same. If you put the same amount of effort and work and diligence into your training, you're going to get essentially the same result. So one arm or two arm is really a personal thing. You can switch back and forth. You can split your workout, do some one arm, some two arm if you want to get some of that. You want to get some of that scapular rotation, go for it. The only problems I've ever found with one arms or the drawbacks with the one arm is if you get a lot of weight, it's kind of hard to stabilize yourself. You start getting over 3 plates on the machine, it's hard to stabilize yourself. The other thing is, because you're only going one arm at a time, you can actually get more of this forward, because your shoulder can rotate forward, your shoulder can rotate, back, it can rotate forward too. So you can get some of that body language in there that you really don't want. But functionally, otherwise, I don't think there's a big difference. Now, one of the things I will say that I encounter doing two arm is this feeling that I'm not going far enough. And that's why I was showing, demonstrating just with no weight at all, just moving your body. Because I do believe that something like this, where it's not a bench press where you have a solid stop, bar touches your chest, you've gotten the weight as far down, or you've got the most flexion or stretch that you can. With this, because you're contracting up here, there's not that solid stop. So I would suggest, if you're going to do the two arm or even the one arm, to dry run it. Do this first, so you get a feel of where you want to stop, because I always got the feeling, am I pulling it far enough? That's one of the drawbacks of the two arm. You're always worried about not drawing it far enough. So do some dry run, get the draw, figure it out with no weight on the bar, and then you'll know what you should feel when you're actually doing the exercise with no weight on the machine. The other thing is, tape it. Everybody's got a camera. Set your camera up. Look at what you're doing. That's what this is right here. You're going to see me doing a set with 3 plates, and then a set with 3 plates and a 35, and a set with 3 plates and 2 35s. And to me, it feels like, wow, this is it's not quite going as far as I'd like with each one. But when you look at the tape, they're all within, where you would want. There's not a big enough difference to worry about this. The other thing I always do when I'm doing the two arms is I do hold it a little bit at the last set, the last rep. I do kind of give a squeeze at the top just to make sure I'm getting that good feeling. So which one should you do? I don't think it matters. I mean, this is a subject that really bugs me in all of bodybuilding and weightlifting. People getting too picayune, too specific. The details don't make that much of a difference. If you're putting in good solid work, you get good solid results. And whether you do one arm or two arm, you can definitely put in good solid effort and get good solid results out of this exercise. So try it, figure out what you like, and do it that way. Enjoy the video? Let me know. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.